Hey, and welcome to the final case presentation of Group 4. Today we're going to present the company Tesla. My name is Nicola, and I'm going to start with the history of Tesla. And next slide, please. Tesla was founded in 2003 by Martin Eberhard. He was a serial entrepreneur who had concerns about the global warming and the United States being dependent of the Middle East and their oil. The company got its name from Nikola Tesla, a creation physicist and inventor who doesn't only share his name with me, but without whom our today's internet wouldn't be possible. Nevertheless, you can't really talk about the company Tesla without mentioning Elon Musk. You can see him here on the right. He has been the most important figure of that company ever since his involvement in 2004. Back then, he funded the company with a $6.3 million investment, which made him the biggest shareholder. Musk, who is a co-founder of PayPal, became the company's CEO in 2008, when Eberhard was sacked after personal disputes with other chairmen. In the same year, Tesla began with the production of their first product, the Tesla Roadster. It was a purely electrical sports car that focused on quite a niche market. You can see it here on the image on the right. To increase sales and to enter a broader market after the Tesla Roadster, they introduced the Model S in 2012, which was a 5-door sedan that attracted more potential customers and was not as expensive as the Roadster. Next slide, please. Here you can see some other examples of Tesla's products, starting with the Model X that launched in 2015. One can really say that the car gave Tesla the opportunity to offer a blue ocean-like product. That's because there was no other fully electrical SUV offered on the market at that time. You can see the Model X here on the right as well, with its distinctive gullwing doors that opened upwards rather than sideways, how it was usual in all other conventional cars on that market, on the market at that time. After that, Tesla offered their newest car, the Model 3, in 2017. The car was much cheaper than the previous ones and focused on a very broad market, offering technological innovations like advanced driving assistance systems and much more. The Model 3 represented serious competition to other well-established cars of the same spectrum, making Tesla's final statement to the world of being accepted as a mainstream car manufacturer and a serious opportunity for the customer and consumer, of course. Finally, the state of art in 2018 is that Tesla is not only a car manufacturer. For instance, they own the company SolarCity, which is offering solar energy generation systems. They even offer a product for home energy storage called Tesla Powerwall. In order to depict that, Tesla even removed Motors from their name, since the full company's name was Tesla Motors before. And next slide, please. And now I'm going to talk about the social responsibilities of the company. Here on the right, you can see the cartoon where a Tesla vehicle is flying around in space and an alien is asking if someone ordered an Uber. This cartoon is addressing a project where in January 2018, Tesla, together with Elon Musk's second company, SpaceX, launched a Roadster, so a Tesla Roadster, into space. With that, Tesla demonstrated their technological superior position compared to other companies. I guess no one can really imagine a Mercedes or a Chrysler being launched to space. This shows how advanced Tesla's technological innovations are, and that the company really has the potential to develop technologies for the future where cars are driven easier and safer. Not only technological, but also ecological aspects speak for the company, since they have been the front runners in developing environmental friendly cars and have set the new standards since then. And these standards were already valid in 2018. Especially then, at that time when the Fridays for Future movement began and people got much more concerned about the environment than before. So Tesla is a great example of how these issues can be solved, and they are setting a great path for the future developments. And now Kylie is going to talk about the external analysis of Tesla.
So I'm going to be talking about the external analysis of the industry. So Tesla operates in the automobile industry with a focus on eco-friendly electric cars. Tesla's main competitors are the traditional automakers such as Ford and General Motors, and also companies that have begun production of electric vehicles such as Honda, Volkswagen, and Volvo. The industry of electric vehicles is in the growth stage of the life cycle where technology is constantly improving and resulting in higher demand. First, we use analysis to analyze Tesla's external environment. Firstly, political factors tend to positively affect Tesla. For example, governments have promoted incentives and removed trade barriers for the production and sale of electric vehicles. Tesla also focused most of its activities in areas where they experience political stability, which improves the efficiency and performance of the company. Next, the social elements can strongly influence the company's profitability. For example, Tesla is able to exploit customers' interests in sustainability, renewable energy, and just reducing emissions. Legal factors also play an important role in Tesla's performance. Tesla can boost its expansion worldwide thanks to the protection promoted by patents and regulations. Next, there are economic elements that have had a strong influence on the automotive industry. Positively, there has been a decrease in the cost of renewable energy, but the recent economic instability has increased the level of uncertainty and the predictability of the industry's performance. Tesla is also affected by technological factors, which is an advantage, but also a threat for the company. So technology can boost automation and increase employee productivity, but innovation can quickly also become obsolete and easily copied by competitors. We also found Tesla's opportunities and threats. For threats, we found that Tesla faces a high rate of competition in the industry. A factor that could negatively affect Tesla is the economic instability that we talked about before, and then also the volatility of the prices of raw materials for the vehicles. Since electric vehicles are also still relatively new, Tesla also faces a lot of skepticism from consumers and lack of regulation for self-driving cars, which could be a potential threat for the success of Tesla. Potential opportunities, though, include expanding into other international markets, lowering costs, which then result in the lowering of price of the products, and then exploring the potential of electric pickup trucks. So now I'll be passing it to Johannes to talk about Porter's 5 forces.
So for Tesla's competitive forces, for the risk of entry by potential competitors, we decided that it was weak due to economies of scale. Secondly, it was due to the high brand reputation and brand loyalty of Tesla's customers. And lastly, due to the low switching costs. As for the threat of substitutes, we determined it was moderate due to the low switching costs, because due to the low switching costs, which results in buyers being able to change producers. And then for bargaining power of buyers, we said moderately strong due to the low switching costs again, limited amount of substitutes by few companies, and the low volume of purchases. As for the bargaining power of suppliers, we decided it was moderately low due to small suppliers, the low switching costs for Tesla to change suppliers, and usually they're produced in-house for their vehicles. And lastly, for rivalry among established companies, we decided it was strong as few companies are aggressively competing. There's always constant improvement, innovation, and technology, and also increasing demand for electric vehicles and the high fixed costs, which highly leverage companies.
Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about analysis of Tesla. So we have their strengths. So this includes strong customer service, strong brand, strong control of production processes, and then they're also known for great innovation, which has been very successful for them. And then with weaknesses, though, Tesla has struggled in the past to keeping up with product production since they do have such a high demand. And they also have a limited market presence, mainly in the US. And then also they are known for their higher prices, which isn't targeting all consumers in the market. So, and then we have our distinctive competencies, which give Tesla this competitive advantage. So Firstly, Tesla credits its success to its continuous innovation and high investment in technology and research and development. The second factor is Elon Musk and his ability to be able to turn these small startups into billion-dollar companies, which has been very beneficial for Tesla. He's able to create a long-term vision regarding innovation, which has helped them a lot. And then another quality is their strategic location. So they're located in the Silicon Valley, which is the optimal position to hire highly trained and committed employees, which contribute to the success of Tesla. And then the unique design of the cars really make them stand out, which is great. And then also the supercharger network, which is a network worldwide of all of these superchargers that are able to charge the cars in 30 minutes. So next we did a VRIO analysis. And so essentially we looked at every research that we kind of just talked about and asked these questions and analyzed them. So we found that Elon Musk himself and his characteristics, his personality is a sustainable competitive advantage. Silicon Valley is a temporary competitive advantage. Design and innovation creates a sustainable competitive advantage. And then the supercharger network creates a temporary competitive advantage. And so with that, then we answered these questions for Tesla themselves. So are the company's resources valuable? Yes. Are they imitable? Moderately. Are they rare? Moderately. And then is the company organized to exploit the resources? And then we said yes for that. And so finally, we'll be analyzing the value chain. So first, we'll start with inbound logistics, which is primarily the receiving and storing raw materials for production. Since Tesla uses a build-to-order process, production can be halted if there are any issues with the supplier. So it's not a main source of value creation. Next is operations. Two main operations are automotive and energy generation and storage, which is the main source of value in this analysis. And then outbound logistics, which is warehousing and distribution. Tesla ships to their stores and then also directly to their customers. So they keep a small inventory of vehicles in their stores for immediate sales, but most customers customize online and then ship it to their home directly. Tesla also sells directly to the customer, but make sure that they do not work with resellers, which allows them to keep costs and also delivery times low, which is a significant value creation strategy. And then marketing and sales, despite the big investment that competitors do to promote their business, Tesla spends no money on advertising and relies solely on word of mouth to get their name out. And then service, Tesla has had their ups and downs in their customer service area, but they're constantly improving and hiring better employees and people that are the face of Tesla. So, and then I'll pass it back to Jonas to talk about functional strategy.
So next, we're focusing on the functional level strategies of Tesla. So when it comes to Tesla's functional level strategy approach, Tesla highly focused on the importance of being very efficient and innovative. So first of all, I'd like to talk about how they heavily relied on robot machinery in the production line to mass produce their vehicles. So basically, their robots are about 8 to 12 foot tall and were able to perform up to 4 tasks compared to rival car manufacturers, where their robots can only perform 1 task. And also they are able to be reprogrammed and build the different models Tesla offered. Secondly, Tesla were very well connected with their suppliers. Tesla highly valued the importance of building strong connections with their supplier. Each different supplier Tesla worked with played a factor in providing parts for Tesla's different range of vehicles. Thirdly, they did not believe in hiring advertising agencies and spending big money on ads. So compared to other car manufacturers such as Toyota and GM, in the text, they said that they spent over $3 billion heavily pushing on ads on certain vehicles. Instead, Tesla decided to take a very different approach by relying heavily through word of mouth buzz and installing charging stations and opening stores in high income and busy areas where Tesla cars would be seen. And lastly, Tesla store was created and their vehicles were sold in luxury high-end malls instead of typical dealerships. And Musk believed that this would benefit as store employees can give customers important, valuable information about the differences of electric vehicles and not have consumers feel like they were just trying to push out a sale.
Tesla started its operation by following a focused strategy, in particular targeting those consumers who were price sensitive and with high concern for the environment. Then Tesla decided to switch to a segmentation strategy, in particular by targeting a bigger number of segments and offering different products for different segments. In particular, they offered affordable mass cars, sport cars, and sport utility vehicles. When we consider the differentiation, Tesla mainly focused on differentiation, in particular by offering products which were efficient, stylish, but in particular eco-friendly. In order to do that, Tesla needed to invest a lot in R&D and innovation. This is why during the years, Tesla has increased its level of investment in R&D from $0.7 billion to $1.5 billion. And because of the high investment Tesla has made over the years, Tesla needed to reduce its cost structure in order to gain competitive advantage. In order to reduce its cost structure, Tesla decided first reduce the cost of the batteries and then to improve in automation in order to reduce costs, because automation is able to increase efficiency and so reduce unit cost. When we consider corporate level strategy, Tesla decided to follow a related diversification. In particular, related diversification is made in order to boost profitability and performance by sharing competencies among different business units. In particular, Tesla first decided to build Gigafactory, which is a factory which was made with a partnership with Panasonic, and this partnership helped Tesla to bear both cost and the risk. And in particular, this vertical integration was able to reduce the battery's production cost by 30%. Then Tesla decided to acquire also SolarCity, which was a company producing solar panels. In particular, with this acquisition, Tesla wants to reach economies of scope by reaching synergies and also reducing costs. In fact, Tesla forecasts a reduction in cost of $150 million from sales and marketing efficiencies, in particular thanks to the removal of overlapping of R&D production and overhead costs. And in particular, Tesla also decided to build a new factory, which is Gigafactory 2, in order to manufacture solar roof. And when we consider the global strategy of Tesla decided to follow a global standardization strategy, in particular because it faces low pressure for local responsiveness, but it faces high pressure for cost reduction. So Tesla can produce a standardized products and still standardized products worldwide, but it needs to reduce its cost structure, in particular because Tesla faces high costs both for the investment in technology and R&D and also for the investment in fixed assets. In order to reduce its cost structure, Tesla decided to concentrate its production capabilities in few manufacturing plants located in few locations, and then also it decided to take advantage of flexible manufacturing technology, so the same machine operates to produce different models. In particular, this can reduce setup time, it can increase the use of individual machine, and also it can improve quality control and efficiency. Moreover, Tesla decided to fight against low switching costs faced by buyers by creating a strong network of superchargers. When we consider the financial analysis of the company has revenues which are increasing over time, but their net income is reducing. In particular, they have a net loss, but this is not uncommon for growing company in the automobile industry. When we consider the liquidity, the current ratio is below 1. This means that the company is not able to meet its short-term obligation with its short-term asset, and moreover, the quick ratio is even less than the current ratio. So it means that the company highly relies on the inventory. If you look at the profitability, the company has a negative earning before interest and taxes. This means that its ROE is negative, and in particular, this negative ROE is not doesn't represent a bad situation, since the company prefers to focus on growth rather than profitability. Moreover, the ROS is negative, so this means the costs are higher than the revenue, and this explains the low gross profit margin, because the cost of goods sold represent a big percentage of the revenue of the product. But the company has a low inventory turnover, which means that the company can easily sell the inventory, and the storage costs are low. Then we decided to make 3 recommendations for the company. In particular, the company should expand towards new market, in particular those markets in which the demand is the highest. And in particular, this could help the company to boost economies of scale, since they can take advantage of standardized product worldwide, since they don't face pressure for local responsiveness. Then they should increase investment in innovation and technology in order to boost automation and production, which can also help to increase efficiency and reduce unit cost. And finally, they should boost customer services, since this could help to increase customer loyalty, so reducing customer deflection and also fighting the low switching cost that buyers face.